All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone. Hitting some buy side here. 300 contracts in this region after that pretty nice pullback. Okay. How's it going? You guys can hop into the YouTube channel if you want to see what I'm looking at in terms of buy side being circled and stuff. Came back to the volume point of control where we previously bounced up. Could consolidate here. Ultimately, looks like there's buyers probably short off the top closing out here. Yeah, and you could see some buyer absorption to the downside continuing to hit some of these lows, go to the value area low or something. But we're just chilling right now. Huh? Why did it not load that? That's weird. All right, got it. Nice. It is Run for Profit Friday, so does that mean everyone's going to pull out of their positions? Got another 98 buyer here at the volume point of control at 735. So a lot of buyers, most likely shorts closing out in profit, but getting absorbed to the downside. Yeah. Yes, sir. Another 95 buyer here. 97 rather. So you're maintaining the aggression in buyers as you go down, which is unique for I've seen that happen before where it had like 7,000 in buy side aggression as it went down all day because people were expecting it to pop up and it just kept absorbing them, kept absorbing them. Not saying that's going to happen, but I've seen like positive delta while it's going down the entire day. It was wild. Yo, what's up? You can hop into the YouTube if you want. CEO's going to be late anyway. I have, if we can get it up to 10 concurrent viewers on the Friday, I'll give out that free eval again if you don't, if you're keen on the idea. Commander Keen, one of the first computer games for Macintosh. Macintosh had the first games, I remember that. You had Duke Nukem and Wolfenstein. Our indicator was showing fatigue across all the time frames that of importance. Granted, we had one here and we had one more leg up. So, if only I was not working at the time. It's a nice little short signal. Bearish divergence on the lower time frames, and boom. Yo, what's up, Joseph? The link to my YouTube is in my profile description for my name, so if you want to check it out, we kind of just talk about what we're seeing, and then if we see potential like absorption or slingshot or something, we take it. Oh, nice. Cool, cool, cool. What's up, Billy? Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid. Oh, nice. Thanks for the comment. I read a lot and I remember what I read, so that's good, I guess. Although it's annoying to, like, you know, I don't necessarily have relatability, let's say, if, people want to talk about certain topics and I'm like, hey, did you know that light travels from the sun 8 minutes and 23 seconds to reach Earth, and the light's trapped inside the sun for 6,000 years? So that means the Egyptians were worshiping the light we see right now? Oh, wait, I said too much. So I have to be like, oh, cool, you saw that TikTok video. Nice. Yeah, it's like trying to make sense of the world too. It's like I've always had this curiosity, so I want to be able. I can't say I know something unless I actually know what I'm talking about. So I don't. I generally don't talk about things that I don't have like an actual understanding of. And that brings me to where I got with trading, like looking inside the candles to see where all the players are entering. The only level I can say I don't understand about trading, honestly, is the GEX and the dark pools and all that stuff. Like, that's the last level, the boss level, if you will. It's like what's happening off the exchange where they're driving price towards to make their backdoor deals kind of thing. The dark pools, I'm aware of it, I just don't understand it. The dark pools and the GEX. That's a whole nother level. Once I get really good with the order flow, then I will get into that last. That's my last objective if I need it. I'm doing pretty well, knock on wood, on with reading the footprints and the resting orders thus far. But yeah, pattern recognition is what it's all about, really. And being like, I've seen this before. And then knowing what to do in that case to make the money, to be on sides with the momentum. It's all experience, right? It's like, we have settlement down at 66925 for NQ. Do we come back to settlement? We haven't really gone to, like, yesterday we came just shy of settlement and we're like, that's good enough, and then went up all day. So yeah, and the day prior we pulled back into settlement deeper in the session and then went up all day for the remainder of the day, but basically went to recover the opening. So it's been like pretty much a drive to the upside for the last 3 days now. Establishing price disco. What is the news again? I know we have some news. FOMC. FOMC in what, 15 minutes? Two of them. And then orange folder 30 minutes after open. And that's about it. So, really not much. It's Run for Profit Friday, which is the run on the profit. Run to the test the stops on the downside for all the long players. Close them out for the week. Getting that buyer absorption we were talking about. Just coming below the volume point of control, absorbing all these 100 lots. Where's some resting orders on ES? Got some algos playing with the ladder, and yeah, you got some resting orders down at 6,200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200 I'm beat though. Like I had a long week. I had to conduct this professional development seminar thing. Oof. They wanted me to like talk about like relieving stress management or something. I'm like, well, okay, but stress is subjective, so it was more cerebral than they were probably thinking I would talk about, but I'm talking about the reticular activating system and how you can get your goals and your self images connected to your thoughts and how to anchor certain thoughts and reframe stuff. They asked for it, they got it. It's basically the secret, but an actual explanation of how the secret works. Not that woo woo stuff, but the reality of it. You interface with this world through your presuppositions. Your presuppositions define your reality. What are you telling yourself? That's where you get your stress from. Duh. So if you want to release the stress, you got to make that de-stress into eustress. Turn the bad into the good. Bear your cross and live with it. Because everyone has stress. That's what you need to survive and have motivation. But when you can't tread water with the stress, that's when it's distress. I wanted to show them like a certificate of a payout and be like, this will like release your stress, but it's a long story to get there. I don't think you should recommend that to anyone. They got to get people who get into trading have to get into it on their own. Like you can't be like recommending it to people and stuff. Some people don't have the fortitude. It And then you have that 90-90-90 rule, like 90% of all traders lose 90% of their money in 90 days. So it's kind of like, why would you want to put somebody on the chopping block like that? They should want to put themselves there first. And then you'd be like, well, if you want to be the 10%, you're already here. Maybe I can help you. It's created two volume imbalances when we rejected off the VWAP or just prior from the circled lots at the volume point of control. It's just a pretty steady drive to the downside, probably about 70 points. Let's check. 83. An 83 point drive to the downside. And we got 25 minutes. And then yourself, like one of the things like I like was telling them about the reticular activating system, it literally is the cheat code to life. Like if you really, really want to know how to take control of your situation, read the book Maxwell Maltz called Psychocybernetics. It sounds like a dumb name, and it is, but it was written in 1963, and it's literally the thing that spawned the self-help you know, area in a bookstore. Like they didn't have it before that guy. Everyone bit off his root and repackaged it and gave it a new name, and that's all it is. It's just he tells you the blueprint to reforming your self-image and how to do that in a realistic scientific way through your beliefs and presuppositions. And then that whole spawned a whole genre in the 70s with NLP, and Tony Robbins took notes. And Tony Robbins even said, like, if you want to be successful, stand on the backs of giants. So he's like telling you, like, yeah, I just took this dude's thing and repackaged it. He's not even like trying to hide it. It's like you go to the source, that's the source. And it's like they don't teach that stuff in school. But it's literally super important. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that book. Yeah, for sure. Maxwell Malt, Psycho-Cybernetics. It's 1960, pardon me, not 1963. Maybe a revision was 1963, but either way, it was the self-help book, the first. He was a cosmetic surgeon, right? And then he noticed that no matter how many surgeries he gave Michael Jackson, that those people would just not see themselves as pretty or whatever, or handsome or whatever the case may be. And they would just keep coming back, where one person would just need one little adjustment. And then it's like, why do people have this weird fixation with like more, and then they can't see themselves as acceptable or whatever? And then he realized it's internal, not external. And then he wrote that book. Yeah, for sure. That's it. And it teaches you how to hack your subconscious mind. Yep. And then you create these rituals. Like I got some in my desk like this is all of my like ritual cards. Like it's not rituals like some stupid hippie new age crap. It's like literal like things like, if you have trouble like looking at the past in a negative way, I have one that's like the past only aids and assists in creating the future, or life doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. Like, you have different things that you reframe in your mind so that it becomes that way. And then your reticular activating system will only adjust your cybernetic mechanism of your mind to that direction. And then we have these self talks that take us in bad directions. And that's what it's about, just like changing the direction to the positive frame. Hitting another 117 lot at 709. Maintaining that 2000 buy side aggression the entire way down. So it's kind of interesting. It's like reminding me of that time where it was just like driving the entire way, creating positive delta the whole time. Yeah, all the other fake gurus just rip them off. It's just like the the people like taking Larry Williams stuff and then repackaging it. Yeah, exactly. And Tony Robbins even admits where he gets it too. Like I went down every single rabbit hole to get there. Like, where did he study from? And then like I when I hear it, like I'm like, oh wait, what? And then I kind of like go to the source. I'm not gonna be like paying for like fake distilled thing for upsells to their retreat or whatever. You don't need to pay anything. You just need to create those rituals in your own, on your own, and find out what your thing is. Like if you want to get in shape, you can just write rituals for doing that. If you want to have better trading and not overtrade and things like that, you can create presuppositions for that. You literally can just hack your mind into whatever you want it to be. It's OP once you understand it. I'll share one of the more like later ones that I came up with. Like here, it's like, I now command my subconscious mind to locate and empower me with the energy, enthusiasm, and enjoyment of mind to accomplish any and every goal. That's a pretty good one. And so it'll just hone your missile in that direction. So you just let it run like an app in the background. It doesn't, you still need to be, working hard. You can't be that couch potato. That's the where the secret is lame, because it's like you just gotta visualize it, man. It's like, no, you gotta do the work, which means adjusting everything, the stuff that's making you lazy too. But yeah, that's a good read. Like I listen to it while there's tons of audio books out there, even one read by the author at one point. But you can just like, the number of times I've read through that, you get more out of it each time. It's not a one-time, one-off. It's one of those things you can revisit again and again and again and again. I mean, probably like Think and Grow Rich is like that, but it's like without going into the science of what that think and grow rich means. The think and grow rich aspect is just to embody the belief of it's that thing where, and then that Maxwell Maltz guy goes into the like science of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the secret, mm, I just didn't like that it became mainstream and then everyone was like, you just gotta think about stuff, man, and it comes true. And it's like, mm, that's, it's like 1% of what it is. Like the amount of thinking that got you into the predicaments you're in is the same amount that you need to do to get out of it. It's not just like a one time, like, I need a Lamborghini and then you get it. It's like, well, okay, what does getting a Lamborghini entail? There's like steps to it, and then micro steps to those steps. And then when you get into the nitty gritty, it's like, okay, my posture needs to change. My tonality needs to change. Okay, the way I stand, like, my gestures. Oh, okay, I got to use more gestures. Like, yeah, I got to get command attention. Like, it goes like when you fall down the rabbit hole, it's not just one thing. It's like it opens up like a fractal tree of other stuff you got to do. And then if you don't have the willingness to do it, then you never get there. But it's that like path of being able to be given the choice, because most people are like, the main thing is everyone's just on autopilot, and they don't really like process like, wait, who's behind the helm of this thing? Wait, what am I? Who am I? What do I think? What am I believing? Yeah, it's just like turning a lens to that is really important, I think. We just bounced up to that volume imbalance, 727. Got 10 minutes. Yeah, for sure. That's why, I mean, you can see, kind of see why my profile picture is the way it is, right? I'm not like, I'm not trying to be facetious. I try to say what I mean and mean what I say. Say what you mean, man. One good question to always ask yourself is this thing that I'm doing right now, is this bringing me closer or further from my vision? Most people don't ask themselves that, and then they can get dragged into other people's reality or other people's tunnels of their tunnel vision. So it's like, yeah, is this helping me or is this taking me further away? Because your time is precious, you don't get that back. That's one of the things from like NLP is they have, I'll post that. There's a big book of NLP if you're interested. I'll just post the whole book here. Where is that PDF? No, that's the pocket book. Where's the big book? The big book. Hold on, where is it? This one? No. Hold up. Where is that? Hold on. Did I? Yeah, it should be there. It's right there on the desktop. Why is it not? Oh, because it has the in front of it. There you go. But there's one rule in the book of NLP which also came from a 70s adjunct psychology wing about wording your, it's neuro-linguistic programming. But one of the rules is there's no failure, only feedback. And then the feedback, you like seeing the world as feedback, not failure. So when you fail, it's not you doing things wrong. It's like a message you're getting from the universe telling you to adjust and then process it, rather than, because when you say I'm doing it wrong, like you're writing it off like, something about that isn't understandable. Whereas if it's feedback, there's no failure, there's only feedback, then the feedback just needs you to check what that is, to dial it in more. Like Edison was asked when he failed 10,000 times to make the light bulb, like, how do you feel, by the New York Times? And then he said, like, I didn't fail 10,000 times, I succeeded in finding 10,000 ways not to do it. I mean, not, quick aside, I hate Edison, but because he was a shrewd businessman who denied Tesla of his rightful superiority. But yeah, in this case, he said something insightful. Tesla had like 40 something patents that we now use that were confiscated by the US government when he died. We could have had free power back like 100 years ago when he powered the World Fair with his, you know, wireless energy. And then they thought he was crazy. You want to talk about like, melancholic endings, like dying alone and nobody knows your name. Yeah, we got that consumer sentiment. 7 minutes. Watch your trades. The jitters be happening. Be right back. I'm just going to use the facilities. Don't think too much about the books and stuff. All right, 4 minutes. What's Dave up to? I haven't seen him in a couple days. Life, I guess. Watching the kids. Which should I take first? Should I trade the... what should I do first? Apex or the top step? eval. Hold up. Let me see something. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we can put like an order somewhere, but make sure this is a tight one. Okay. Two minutes. Oh, that was a nice juke. It was like going up, night, psych. Instant 20-point drop. That's why pre-market's danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. Getting some bearish divergence saying do not enter, do not enter. Possible buyer absorption coming beneath those buyers at the bottom there at 710, 709. $85, $95 buyers, $100 buyers. Somebody's adding contracts here without follow through. This is the definition of buyer absorption. But it's a minute before open, so I'm hesitant. It's 177. I'm going to take it. Call me stupid, but that's a lot of buyers with no follow through. $190. And we're nearly open. Watch out. Nice. I took it. Runner at break even. Here's our account proof. Took it on the Apex. Booyah. Qualifies for another day. So that's 5 days on another payout cycle. And that's all you need. But we'll see. Do I take another one? That was like an instantaneous $250. Okay, but it's coming back above those buyers now. So, but is it? That's a lot of buyers. 194 at 710. And then you have 61 and 117 at 709. It's an inflection point for sure. Are we coming up to that 730 volume imbalance? Okay. Are we coming beneath those buyers with aggression or not? Are they going to defend? I took this on my top step. Express funded, day number 5. Stop at break even on the runner. 90 ticks up on the runner. trailing 42 ticks into profit and stopped. 425 for that. Buyer absorption. That is the definition of buyer absorption, when you have a bunch of buyers, sideways price action, doesn't reward the buyers, and when it popped up, it looked like a rejection of VWAP fake out. So I took it again on a different account and paid. And it's like, contextually, I've seen it before, and I'll see it again. All of this has happened before and will happen again. Cyclic return. And that's it. See you next week. You know, it's like, that's all you need to do every day. That was like, what, 3 minutes? And you're done. It's the thing is like, you make it more complicated and you try to like trade and get more. Like, why do I need more than $425? Who makes that in 3 minutes? You know? And then so it's like getting yourself to be like accepting that you won and then just like moving on with your day. Like, you don't need $8,000 a day. Like, what the heck, man? That's not sustainable. Booyah. Paid. Woohoo. All right, so now you're getting another buyer with buyers potentially getting rewarded here, like 109 guy at 715. Maybe the buyers are stepping back into control. So, you know, this is counter trend that I was trying to take, but I was just seeing a trend of buyer absorption, buyer absorption, buyer absorption. And that's all I was saying the entire time I was starting the stream. So I was like, okay, there's a large pool of buyers here. Chances of them getting absorbed are more than zero. So I'll take the short. And now it's coming back on this 714 buyer again. So you could take the short. Technically, if it starts to go below these guys. And then that gives you a signal it's continuing to punish them. So it just gives you like an inflection point to pique your interest on, if you will. It's not an entry signal. It's like if you already have like key levels like the daily open or, you know, rejection of all-time highs. And on my indicator here, I had some nukes, which is across 7 time frames of information. And we had 3 drives to the upside, so it was kind of like, okay, well, a pullback would be reasonable. So it was like I had multiple things thinking about that. So run for profit Friday as well. Are we going to run for profit to the upside? We've been doing that, so making a run on the stops, maybe. I don't know. That's what I was saying. There's another 99 buyer that's trying to enter the fray here at 720. Let's go see what ES is doing. ES kind of telegraphs what things are going to do. Got 131 at 612. Which has more? That's the tug of war. Who's trying to tug too hard on one side over the other? That's the question. That is the question. Zoom in a little bit more and then get this zoomed out. Okay, so you got slightly more resting orders to the downside. So coming back to VWAP on ES down at 61.87 seems to be the heavier of the two directions as of this moment in terms of resting orders. Another 123 buyer at 720. So the buyers are really doing their best to hold this up right now. Let's go granular on NQ and see what's looking like on the resting orders here. Yeah, TO was like on fire for he is usually on fire for a lot of those things. I don't know how he does that. Like that would like yeah, that would distort my perception of money for sure. Well, the buyers holding their own here at the 720s as of this moment, but we went and recovered that second imbalance. Let's go see if any mathematical levels line up with that. So we had a pullback. And we're coming up on the 50% of the pullback. Coming to a golden pocket would make sense to reject like 4 hours ago, an hourly candle. Let's go see what ES is doing. ES holding its own. Pushing up on 186 buy side now, turning some shorts into buyers. 317 in buyers up here at the 741. Nice, good Z-Bite. Nice. Congratulations. If you want to get me 3 more concurrent viewers, we can do the giveaway sooner than later. And then you comment on yesterday's stream. Just drop anything and then that'll qualify you. Three more people on the... Oh, nice. Pulling back on the buy side. So my theory, I'm only saying nice because of my theory of it pulling back. I wanted to just be right of the buyer absorption. So you pulled up on 294 in buy side. Now turning this into 214 in sell side. So they're testing the interest of the sellers. If there's too much interest, they absorb them as a slingshot and go up higher. It's all if then. So it's like however many people are watching right now and are interested in shorting will determine whether the short plays out. It's like the least amount of interest causes it to play out. The more interest negates it. So it's like, you know, the fewer the people that are right, the better, basically. So if they offset the buyers with sellers, then they get their springboard to keep going up, basically. But if there's, you know, trapped buyers up here that need to get punished, they turn them into sell side lower. Yo, what's up? Yeah, it's cool. We just need 3 more people willing to pop on in. Let me see. Three people thus far for the entry to the eval. We got 10 viewers. Nice. Good job. Thank you. If you go to yesterday's video and just drop a comment, that'll qualify you for the free eval. Technically at the qualification in my mind. We got the news, right? In like 15 minutes, is it? Yo, what's up? Let's see. The 11 o'clock news is what's next, okay? The consumer sentiment and the inflation expectations. So it's holding those buyers from 720 and bouncing out the VWAP. And ES also just converting some stuff into buy side. Overall, on a bigger time frame, you have more to the downside, down at 61.65, 61.70, 75.80. You have a bunch of resting orders there, more than to the upside, but what do I know? Looks like it could stall out. Again, the inflection point at 720 for NQ is where it starts to turn interesting on punishing buyers that were circled here. 720, 715, 710 has 300. A toss is really awesome for footprints, man. Like, I don't think it gets much better than that. Just being able to see the volume. Like, I can zoom out and I know what it means just by the color. Just like buyers, buyers, buyers. And it's contextual, so the color weight will change the more you have in the frame. So I can see a lot more over here. So they hit 100 buyers up in here. 155. Yo, shout out to everyone. Now 12 people. Shit, what's up? We're about to give a free Apex account away if you want to comment on yesterday's video. Let's go see what that is. Like, we had 3 people. Let's see how many comments we got now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. 3 more. If we can get 3 more comments, that'd be cool. Match the viewers, you know? So hitting some buy side, we pushed up on 200 buyers, generated 167, pushed up on 200. So they're just taking the sellers and punishing them right now. The buyers showing that they're defending this area, defending the 710s. It was value area low. This is a theory I've said to boil it down simply. Like, even if you don't have footprints, okay, if you just follow the daily volume profile from value area low to value area high, when it goes above value area high, comes back below value area high, short. When it comes back above value area low, long. And just ride it to volume point of control, and you don't need all this if you want. You can just do that, and you don't even need a, you could just use TradingView and do this, a fixed range volume profile. You take it for the day, and I guess the day's not going to show you the value area high and low, but you can get those free indicators that will show it, but basically a volume profile for the day on the daily. So there was many times I've seen that where it does a theory and goes below value area low, and when it comes back above value area low, just like long it off of a whim, and you could see profit from that. Yeah, I'm kind of an educator by nature, Gar. Like I I teach for 20 plus years, so my lot in life, if you will, is to make things clear for myself and others. I like it clear. I mean, it looks very chaotic what I have on my screen, but there's an ordered chaos to it. Ordo ab chaos. There's a ordo ab chaos to it all, you know. It's not random. The universe is not random, so this is not random. Nothing is random. But you need a good amount of randomness, like random. We're getting some sellers generated here. 80, 90, 54, 50. There's a lot of sellers jumping in here. Let's see how many we got. So we're also on the 10-minute cloud on my volumetric cloud here. We bounced off it. Are we going to bearishly retest this or what? Still haven't come to a mathematical level, but let's see how many people we got here. Hold up. Ooh, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more comment, and then we'll close. Like we'll start to draw. So the volume point of control moved to 740. You had this consolidation zone pre-market, which we bounced off of. So are we kind of creating like a head and shoulders kind of dealio with this? Or are they creating a delta slingshot to punish some more sellers that are preemptively too eager? Trader burnout? That's why I'm taking, I take that one in the I took 2 trades in the first 3 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. See you tomorrow. You know, it's like there is a thing called mental capital, and if you use too much of it, it's just, I've been there. Like mainly if I give something back, like if I had a low hanging fruit like I just took, and then I overtrade and then give it back, I'm like, why did I do that? And then I want to get back to that feeling of success, you know, and then it's like it becomes this like this thing you're chasing that you shoulda, coulda, woulda done this better. And then it's like, well, why didn't I just settle for what I had? So I just learned to just like let it be. Like, you know, I know myself well enough to like know what triggers my bad side, you know. Read that psycho-cybernetics thing, create some cards. Like seriously read it, man. I'm not joking. It's like it changed my life. Like how long ago was that? Like a decade ago. I had like a toxic friendship and a roommate who was like, you know, basically gaslighting me into a certain situation. And then I had to like rewire myself to be able to stand up for myself and be like, no, dude. And then take my key back and get him to move out of my place, you know, like what am I letting him do? The indicators that I'm using on TradingView, like this nuke that started to play out, that's all on the YouTube channel from years ago, but it's still valid. And yeah, there are tutorials there about that. And then that's basically you know, this thing here, momentummaster.info, is also in the description, but you can scroll down to the features and then it will tell you what all of that stuff is. Like, what is the stochastic array that I made a long time ago, and what is this stochastic health and the multiple time frame, all that stuff. I don't try to sell it anymore, but it's there if you want it. But it's called the Momentum Master. But yeah, I can read it really quick because I made it. But yeah, it consolidates seven. This new consolidates 7 time frames of information into a symbol, and then puts it there to tell you that all those time frames are overbought, basically. And then it tells you 2 time frames are oversold, so that's why we're getting this bounce kind of thing. So if you're into stochastics, it kind of like gives you a little bit of insight quickly. And then it can give you alerts to your phone and stuff. So you get these like dynamic alerts that tell you what's going on if you're not at your computer. But if you're talking about this, the footprints, also there's a video, 10 minutes I made going into detail about that. It's like outsmart the markets in 2024. It was last year. All right, let's see how many comments we got, and we'll give out a free Apex for Friday. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you got a 1 in 9 chance. We'll give 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes until the, what do you call it? Until we draw the free Apex eval giveaway. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Okay, and let's do the YouTube comment selector. This one. The book was Psycho Cybernetics here. Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. One of the best books you could possibly buy. From 1960, which spawned the entire self-help genre. Didn't exist before him. And they all copied him. Every single one of them. All right, we're reaching up into the golden pocket of this pullback, but are we going for a deep pull? Deep. We already went into the 706, going to the 786. That sell side just got punished. They were too eager, and now they're getting turned to buy side. Hourly close in 3 minutes. We just hit the 786 of that drop. Do we reject off the 786? Hit about 400 in buy side here. After that slingshot. The buyers thoroughly defended that. Okay, so 3 more minutes and then we'll do the giveaway thing. Let's see how many comments on yesterday's video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got We got 10. Let's remove the time thing here. Copy clean link. Put the clean link there, and then we'll wait. Yeah, Maxwell Maltz is a good one. What's another one I got on the shelf over here? Like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a good one. This one. The seven Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a good book. Nice. Yeah, that will be one you could like sleep to even, and you'll get stuff. So, sometimes I would listen to it on audiobook and then wake up mid-sleep like, oh, snap. And then like have my notebook and write something down. Because it's like when you're in that like REM, like it would give me something that I didn't realize consciously. Yeah, yeah. Think and Grow Rich. It was like that was stuff written longer before the psycho-cybernetics, but his is more like getting into the nitty-gritty of like how the self-image works and like how you can manipulate it and turn up your thermostat. And that's what cybernetic is. Like he goes over why the stupid name of the book is what it is, but it makes sense when he explains it. Like cybernetics is something that hones in on something. So if your thermostat is set to 70 degrees and it's 90, you're going to self-sabotage yourself down to 70. And if it's too cold, you'll bump yourself up to 70. So you're like cybernetic. That's what cybernetic means. It means it hones in. So your mind hones in, so hence psycho-cybernetics. And so if you want to bump your thermostat up to 80, you can do that. But then you got to live by the code of what it means to be 80. And if you want to be 90, you got to live by the code of that. And that's what Think and Grow Rich is about, kind of, without getting into the details. It's more like thinking about what you want. All right, the hourly closed, and we basically cleared the value area high. This idea is looking more long sell, the buyers in control as of this moment. They negated that idea. Let's go ahead and see. All right, we're going to draw for it now. Let's fetch everyone. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Anything goes. We got 13 comments. Let's pick a winner. Congrats to Trader Dude again. I think he won last time too. Lucky Trader Dude. Let's go, Trader Dude. Can you shoot me a message after this? Free Apex for Trader Dude. Nice. So we basically went to London, Asia lows, and then we recovered off the lows, and bam, just they're on a mission to keep taking out the shorts. Now turning sellers into 400 buyers up here, and sweeping the previous drop down zone. I'm not going to stay on much longer because I've been burning the midnight oil doing other stuff. So I'm going to just call it a week here, keeping it green. That's the way to be. So I hope to see you guys more regularly for the open on Monday. But yeah, if anyone has any last questions, I'll handle that. The author of the 7 Habits is like Covey, I think. Stephen Covey, I think. Hold up. Let me find it. Yeah, Stephen Covey. Yeah, like 40 million copies sold or so. It's a pretty good one. But those two would probably work really well in terms of, yeah, of things, because like it would help you think of the habits to reform after you understand what it is that's keeping you who you are. And it's just like these things they should teach in school, honestly. I don't know why we have to learn BS and not this stuff, because it's the main interface with reality is who you think you are. And if you don't have control over that, you get manipulated by other people. So, I experienced that firsthand. I had to like tear down my conceptions and rebuild my confidence because I was being gaslit and like felt like I was garbage and stuff like that. So I had to be able to like no and like, tell the guy to go away and like basically armor myself out of that situation. But yeah, not really like a fun story, but yeah, that was a true thing that happened. So we just took like 600 in buy side, another 150. We're just in queue on a mission to all-time highs. Again, pretty massive. If you just took that coming into value area low, boom, you'd be paid handsomely right now. Anyway, guys, I appreciate the support and coming in, as I really do, and I will continue to give out some free stuff if it continues. So let's keep it up. And guys, please trade safe.